Happy Halloween.
Happy and blessed Samhain. For those that celebrate that, we thought we'd put this up.
And now I'm
And
trying to get rid of it.
yeah,
There we go.
yay. Hello, my friend. How are you this week?
I am rested. And you?
I am good. Oh, for podcasts, we should probably say this
Welcome.
is welcome to
The Friday Grief Chat.
Humor, Grace, and Grief with Jill and
Yes.
me, Deb.
Yes.
Oh, and so we're playing a few tricks because we're staying away from treats. Well, that looks fun,
That
Jill.
looks excellent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
So welcome to
my.
the chat. It's nice to have you here.
Yes. And Steve said he'd try to jump in while listening while he's baking 4 challah breads and and getting ready for a special event for himself and many others tomorrow. Uh, it's Samhain, and so which is spelled like Samhain, but it's pronounced Samhain. And
Mhm.
what I would like to do, there we go, because this is a show about grief and honoring ancestors. I thought I would read a Samhain uh, blessing or prayer.
Mhm.
Nobody cares. On this Samhain night, I honor my ancestors, spirits of my forefathers and foremothers. I call to you. I welcome you to join me on this Samhain night. You watch over me always, protecting and guiding me. And tonight, I thank you. Your blood runs in my veins. Your spirit is in my heart. Your memories are in my soul. With the gift of remembrance, I honor you all. Isn't that nice?
I like that. And it does. It brings in the ancestors and the where we came from and remembering that they've been through so much and we are just carrying on the tradition of getting
Right.
through and also finding places to find joy and blessings.
Exactly. And I I think it was an ADEC conference that I went to. I don't think it was International Death, Grief, and Bereavement, um, where they talked about the genetics of remembering our culture, our ancestors. Was it with you? We
Yes,
went
we did
to
hear about that. Hmm.
yes, and in it, even if you never practice that culture, around certain days of the year when that culture is celebrated, whatever your culture, your
Right.
ancestors' DNA is still in you, that it almost becomes like a cellular memory. And
Hmm.
you might feel you might feel out of place or something's a little off. And they did this study with Native Americans. I forget the name of what this is all called. Um, Something genetics. Oh, my brain went that way. So they did this study with Native Americans. Um, in Canada, they don't call them their folk Native Americans, they call them Aboriginals, much like in Australia. And what they found during certain holy days in that culture for the different tribes, those that were removed from uh, that culture and didn't live on a reservation, or maybe they did, but they didn't still practice the depth of that particular holy day. that they still felt like this longing and this sadness. And when they reintroduced that holy day, whatever, either how they, maybe they didn't do the ritual, but they at least talked about it, those people felt better. They
Right.
never told them what they were going to do. So it was, I don't know how many people were in this study, but I do know that at least a small prison-like setting, that's where the study was done, and that's pretty amazing. I wonder how many people that have, say, Jewish culture within
Right.
them, and they don't even know that they're Jewish. There are people, a friend of
There's
mine is
just a
just
sense.
finding out.
Right.
Yeah. And
I know someone who calls it remembering other people's lives
yeah,
that
and
clutter up their current life.
that clutter up their current life. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sure through ancestry.com, many people rediscovered some of their roots. I know you did.
Mhm.
And do you ever, because you have Viking, Swedish, uh, right? Is it Swedish?
Swedish and Norwegian, and now 1% Finnish and
Wow.
1.5% Sami. Everything in the north. I have nothing exotic in me other than the Sami. And I'm
Wow.
hesitant to know why we have that, but I think I know, and I think it was a bad ancestor. So not super proud about that part.
Hmm.
Glad
Well,
to be associated with such an amazing people, but yeah, no, they mhm. You can learn all
so
kinds of things about yourself.
you do. And
And I will admit, I've always had an affinity for reindeer, and I've always known I was Swedish. I didn't know I was Norwegian. And my Norwegian ancestors herded reindeer, as did my Swedish ones. So
you
to be
know,
able to see the pictures this time of year of the reindeer in the snow under the northern lights is pretty amazing.
well, if you on Instagram go to my niece's where she works, I think I told you she works in Alaska on a reindeer farm.
Right.
So she's always posting pictures of the different phases of the reindeer, like when their antlers shed. And I go, does that hurt them? Because it's sort of a bloody hanging down mess. And she goes, no, no. But when they break off or they do this, that hurts. And she talks about all that. And so she often posts videos of
Mm-hmm.
just beautiful scenes, actually, while that she has to walk the reindeer every day and interact with them. So they're very people
There's the
friendly.
connection. There's that
Right.
connection. Right.
And in her family, in her mom's side, Swedish and Norwegian.
There you go.
So there. Yes.
Yeah, we were subsistence people. We were not the people who, for the most part, did things that are remembered by history. There are a few, but every family has those. But yeah,
Mhm.
we can all hold on to those and also realize they got us here.
Right.
And
Right.
that was one of the things we talked about. Hey, Mary, that was one of the things we were talking about during COVID, that we'd all had ancestors because we're all here who had gotten through prior plagues
Right. Right.
and still found room to create families and community and find the joy.
You know, I when I was in my 20s, I stopped doing any kind of uh, Jewish religious cultural thing, and a little bit in my 30s. And then I realized I didn't have to be religiously Jewish, although that's the way I grew up, but I could stay culturally Jewish. And
Connected.
I felt so much better in my heart and in my, let's use the word today, soul for for Samhain. And I just wonder how many of us would feel better. You don't have to do the religion, but you honoring your ancestors. You know,
Right?
my grandparents, they escaped horrible Czechoslovakia and and Russia and what was then or the USSR, that's what it was. And how many um, would feel better? They've how you feel better maybe around your cultural people. Does
Mm-hmm.
that make sense? I just
Right.
sometimes we're
It
so
feels
far
like
removed.
it feels like there's something missing. And I participate in a lot of groups that are in other countries where Americans are reaching out saying, "Hey, that's where I'm from." And
Hmm.
probably half the folks in the European countries are like, "Yeah, but you're not us anymore because you're from there." You don't understand. You have lived in this. You live in a country where roots can go back
Right.
way far. We live in this put together grouping, and we still look at our roots because we have more depth there than we have here.
You, exactly.
There
And
isn't a universal culture here. It's everybody's own, mixing in with other people that marry into the family. It's not the same as being connected.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, and I want to get to what Mary said. I've always wanted to know about my ancestors and where they came from. Well, Mary, do it, because it adds a depth to your life that sort of you didn't know you needed.
And it
If
reconnects you to those who have died. And Mary's had a
right,
number of beloved aunts die recently, and that would give that connection to where they came from and
right,
how far back that connection goes,
yeah, yeah.
which
You
makes
know,
holidays easier because then you can celebrate the things that they probably did.
I have to laugh with, as you know, one, I have been to a few countries where I actually just I felt so at home there, and I didn't know why. And a couple of them I cried when leaving. And yet when I did ancestry.com, they kept changing it from I was 97% Jewish to 98, 99, and finally they just, flashed blah blah, as ancestry improved with testing. I am 100% Jewish ancestry. And so I
Wow.
I just I find that interesting. Although when we were leaving the Mayan ruins in Peru, I was sobbing on the bus. And
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe that was the
And,
depth of the connection of that people to their
right,
ancestors. Mm-hmm.
right. And
Mm-hmm.
when we were in the Irish cemeteries, I felt so at home. I felt at home. And
Stacy felt that way when we were in the Cotswolds, and particularly when we were at the standing stones in England. Help me here.
oh, Stonehenge.
Stonehenge. And then I went a little bit deeper, and she's got a tremendous connection with ancestors to that part of England.
See,
that goes back
yeah,
way, way back because her family immigrated in the 1600s.
yes, yes. And my, I really haven't been to the Eastern European countries, Italy, but that's not really Eastern European, where a lot of my ancestors left, like I said, in the early 1900s. My grandparents, my my great aunts, the sisters and brothers associated with that. Some moved down to Argentina, and they were there, and different parts of South America. That's where those Jews settled,
Right.
and it's just really interesting. Like I said, I've not had an urge to go to Germany or Czechoslovakia or Poland, and that's where my immediate ancestors are from. So,
I
yeah.
covered that for you.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much.
When it was still behind an iron curtain, and
Oh my gosh,
we were not,
yes.
and it was not a bright and sunny place to be.
Right, right.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
the you could see the recent the holding on to the trauma of World War
Ah,
II when I was there in the 70s. Hmm.
yes.
Which again is
And
30 years post World War II, which is dating me. So
mhm. Well, at least you're dating. No,
there
just
you
kidding.
go.
And just like Mary says, I feel a connection to Hispanic culture, but no DNA. But yet I get that, Mary, because I too felt a very close. Oh, I've been 3 times to Wounded Knee. That's little cemetery, and it is small. The whole plot is maybe, I don't know, 50 by 50. And there used to
The
be a
history there
museum
has
there.
been the history there has been rewritten in the last 6 months.
Yeah. And I've
It's
been
not real
to,
anymore.
yeah, it's the museum was gone the last time I visited. And I feel very close to those particular ancestors and the Lakota Sioux that is in that area. And I have been there at least 3 times, probably
I will
more, but at least 3 times, meaning more. I may have passed that way with my parents. I don't remember those vacations.
I
And
will say, Mary, that you I know that Mary is Linda's cousin. And Linda's genetics that appear, or her links that appear on my trees,
mhm,
reach back to Germany quite rapidly.
wow.
There's a whole bunch of German. Yep.
Hmm. Yeah, it's
And
I'm
then we
just
get
glad.
back to
Yeah.
Halloween and how that all ties in. Make it
Yeah.
work, Deb. Make it work.
Well, it ties into Halloween. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, that's we're talking about ancestors, which is
Right.
really tomorrow, All Souls Day, which is more of a Catholic, especially Hispanic Catholic tradition, right? And
Mm-hmm.
if we've had Andrew Vitale on here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he has been posting like during the week, each day is a different day of the celebration. Like, I don't remember what the date was. It might have been the 29th, but that celebration is for remembering pets.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is for I just can't even remember all the ones. I'd have to look it up. But how this all ties in is this is a Catholic tradition, not Samhain, but Samhain is specifically more Wiccan and pagan to
Right.
remember your ancestors. And when you don't understand another religion, you think the worst because of the images or the way it's sort of been. I'm going to use this in the pejorative uh, way. It is not about Satan and Satan worshiping.
Nope.
Yes, more people dress up like scary monsters and
Because
Star
it's
Wars
fun.
characters. What?
Because it's fun. That's
Because
all.
it's
It's
fun.
just good fun,
And
right?
I have a wee one in my life who's like, I'm a bubby to this one. And he
Mm-hmm.
genuinely is afraid of monsters. And the parents do not really want him doing, uh, you know, what they consider a pagan holiday. But so it's a toss up. How you gonna do this? And that's a
Mm-hmm.
parenting decision. I'm not going to argue with them, right?
Right.
And but Halloween was one of my favorite holidays, not to honor the dead, but one to get well. I wondered if I could see more ghosts during that time because they always talk the veil is thin, but it was fun dressing up, and it was really fun putting on a mask and people not seeing this part of me. We don't have to get into therapy, but they could see I could just be this fun self.
Right. You could
Yeah,
put out and you could adopt another persona. If you wanted to, you could try out a persona you were thinking you might want to adopt.
that's right. That's
Right?
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that all played into my clown era,
I
right?
love that. Yep. And that has been with you all this time.
It still is, except I'm a plain clothes clowns person.
I like that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Are you
So
going to have trick or treaters tonight?
we don't have that many. However, I still dress up. I'll probably put another mask or face on this part. I don't like to scare the little kids. And I'll probably, like I say, paint something on my face that's not too scary. And I think one of the highest compliments I ever got was, yes, sweetheart, my cat is here. Um, was I was in our local grocery store and the cashier said, aren't you that woman that always dresses up on Heather Hills? And I go, I am. She goes, I remember you. And you had the best costumes because
I
that's
love
how
that.
I know it made me feel so good.
Mhm.
So, and I remember, when we ordered the inflatable unicorn and the dinosaur, I tried to answer the door as a dinosaur, but my head wouldn't fit through. So I just need to say that it was a very tough Halloween for me that year.
My sister just sent me pictures from her school that I can't share, that don't have children's pictures in them, of course. But
Yeah.
Costco has adopted her school for Halloween this year, and they provided a trunk or treat for her
Oh,
school, which is in a very low income part of a town near our community. And she was just so appreciative, and all the teachers are into it. So there's lots of dinosaurs roaming the school.
I
I
love
did
it.
like her thought that perhaps they should also do trunk or treat for teachers after the kids go home with chickens and pasta and salad and perhaps some in bottles. But they're only providing trunk or treat for children.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Oh
Yep.
man. You know, and I just want to, while it doesn't technically have to do with our show, in everybody's Facebook feed, wherever you are, if there is information about food banks and places you can get food, some places are even still taking link cards, even not Snap, but there's still like some of the farmers markets and things like that. So please, please, please repost all of that information and get that word out, because tomorrow SNAP benefits will not be honored. You can use up whatever's on your card, but you cannot um, you won't be getting anything loaded onto your card. So please let us be that voice that can say that, because that's what Jill and I have done for over 5 years.
Hmm.
And cereal, any kind of other kinds of treats that people can use in their lunches that the parents don't have to buy, and cereal boxes. I love that. There are even some reels on TV on Facebook that show how to put like a meal together, a dry
In a
meal
gallon
together.
Ziploc baggie. Hmm.
Yes, in a gallon size. And please consider doing that. Um,
You can also put together a birthday cake kit
yes.
with a cake mix that doesn't require fresh eggs,
You can use
and then a
7 Up.
small bottle
Or
of
Coke.
oil, some topping, the frosting to go on it,
Right,
dried milk if it needs a milk additive. Put
right.
that together so that kids can have birthdays this month,
Yes, yes.
right?
Yeah, yeah. So important.
We got ways to make a fun holiday do something good for those who are
Mm-hmm.
about to have a much tougher month. And
Mm-hmm.
we can also find ways to connect with folks while their trick or treaters are going by to ask where we can help.
Yes, yes.
And we
Um,
also want to definitely put out a heartfelt, I think prayers are just not enough for Jamaica, for
yes.
those in Bermuda today, for those in Cuba who got hit, but particularly Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween is a very big part of the culture there, and they are struggling to find clean water instead. So, any
Right.
way that you can find a way to contribute to a
Mm-hmm.
legitimate
Right.
organization.
World Kitchen is set up
World
there
Central
already.
Kitchen was there the day after. I don't know how they do
Yeah.
that, but
They
they're
have
there.
special planes.
So Chef Andre's is there if you want to make just even a $5 donation goes a long way when you are helping people in so many places. They're in Alaska right now too.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as I know, they're in about 10 different places right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. So, yeah, that about sums it up for our show.
But let's
Well,
have some Halloween today anyway, because as we have said throughout the 5 years we've been doing this, even in the hard times, we need to find the joy. Even in
right.
the hard times, we need to give ourselves grace to be able to find that joy, and
That's
grace
right.
to be able to think about those in need and to grieve as well. So if you've got someone missing this year for Halloween for the first time, take them with
Mm-hmm.
you. Let them be part of
Yes.
handing out candy or the whatever. Go to the cemetery with your marigolds or whatever it is that you need to do to remember them today and
Mm-hmm.
celebrate the day too.
And if you're doing some sort of honoring, correct, it would be great if you had the marigolds. If it'd be great if you had this. It'd be great if you set out a plate of food. In Wiccan culture, there's something called dumb supper. that we're
Mm,
doing again. It's a way of being quiet and honoring our ancestors. However, it is the thought and is the connection. So
mhm.
whether you light a candle, whether you put down a Snickers bar, whether you set up whatever, just set up some pictures and your Halloween bucket, please know that it is the thought, truly the mind and the heart that
Right.
matters when you remember your ancestors.
Mhm, and I'll be remembering my mom who loved watching the trick-or-treaters. We're gonna go buy some big candy bars on our way home from the Colorado River today to take to the kids across the street, but I wanna share how I started Halloween with trick-or-treaters this morning.
Oh,
There are my little
oh,
trick-or-treaters.
yes, they're pigeon trick or treaters. Did you throw stuff out to them?
There might have been some Honey Nut Cheerios in this room, and there might have been some gluten-free, chips in this room, and they might have cleaned the whole patio for us.
I love it. If you
Which
want to
mom would have
see
loved and I love, yes.
on my Facebook page, if you want to see what I make every year, I make something different for two sets of grandkids. And I welcome your comments. This year was Rice Krispie roll up. A roll up is like, what do you call them? Jelly roll, only I put chocolate
Mhm,
and marshmallow cream in it. And then I made a spider with that laid eggs. It was a black widow spider with
mhm.
eggs that were dipped in white chocolate. So there you go. Take a
Love
gander at
it.
Deborah Joy Hart.
I will post them on our page as well because we should,
We
right?
should. We should.
I'm posting my pigeons now, and then I'm gonna post yours.
Thank
There
you.
we go. You're welcome.
All right,
It'll
dear.
be a minute. It'll be posted. Bye, everybody. Have a happy Halloween, a blessed Samhain, a beautiful All Souls Day on in church on Sunday, if or Saturday, if your church does so celebrate. Hold yourself up. Find some fun.
Take heart. Keep in your
And
heart and remember where you came from.
we'll be doing that with Steve tomorrow as he does his bar mitzvah tomorrow afternoon in Riverside.
Absolutely. I'll be watching online.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Thank you for
Bye,
being here.
Mary and Steve. Bye bye, everyone.